Hola todos amigos and welcome to Spain, home of the Jesus. We're here for round 4 of the Formula 2 Championship of 2021 here at the circuit, the Barcelona Catalunya here in Barcelona. My name is Dennis Graf, aka the Graf Remover, and like last season when I commented in the qualifying, I'm joined by Ben Swaldinger. So hello Ben, how are you doing?
Pretty fun thing. You just had to do it, right? Because of Jesus Burn and well, brilliant.
Yeah, I had to do that.
So another Spanish Formula 2 race. Well, another the same pairing as before. Looks like there's some rain predicted. One.
It will hit after the session, so it won't be hazard for this session here. So I think without further ado, we can start with the qualifying.
I don't think we had rainy qualifying, or rather qualifying in changeable weather conditions so far in GP2 or F2, to be honest.
If you mean Barcelona, then I have no idea. If you mean this F2 season,
I mean
then...
Of course I mean about Barcelona, because I haven't seen rain affected qualifying too much in GP2 or F2. It's pretty much as rare as in Formula 1, or in this case, GP4 C.
Yeah, from the top of my head, I can't remember that many wet sessions, qualifying sessions here. So, yeah, but luckily today we won't see... Wait. I thought we've had one last season, but no. Here we are on the track. Yeah, of course, last time out in Portimao on Wednesday, not Tuesday, because Flo was resting after coming back from Austria. So I think we should take a look at the top 5 of the current standings.
Allow me
only
to do...
only top 5, not the full standings.
Of course. Was because at this point this is only pretty much what matters. Agata Bibona, the Italian rookie driver in the Prema, is having an amazing start to the season despite his lack of performance in Germany. He's currently leading the standings, only, let's say, 6 points ahead of Simon Oscar, who also claimed his first F2 victory in his rookie season, which is surprising. Tobias Kress is currently in third on 14 points with 2 second places in the last 2 Grand Prix, and Rustin Potsuk is in third with 30 points. And closing out the top 5 is Josef Frederick Sudo. Surprisingly, only had 1 victory at the start of the season at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. But he didn't have too much of a brilliant race last time out, or rather, 2 weeks earlier when he finished 21st, as Kjell Cantin is already out on track doing his first lap for qualifying. It looks like all Gaggle cars are already following him so far. So,
of course, everyone will go out on track here on the first run.
I'm curious to see about who's going to grab pole position after, you saw how...
And that's, of course, the reason why we are here, to find out who will start from the front tomorrow. Also, speaking of tomorrow, because after the race, we will know the first standalone race.
Now, if you started to talk about the schedule after, I think that will be, or I'm not sure that will be before or after top class practice session or qualifying and the race itself of F2, at GB2. But I'm curious to see what kind of standalone race are we going to have next time out. Is it going to be that standalone track will be coming in next week, I think, race calendar wise. So I'm curious to see if Turkey makes another return, like it usually does nowadays.
Maybe, but I'm not sure. As China set to 21.5 to first sector. I think that's quite decent. Oh, going through this left, and right-hander, a bit of a more fast chicane. Then this blinded fast right-hander. Already forgot the name. I need to look at the track map. The second sector, he set to 52.6.
And looks like an up-to-date version of Spain does not exist so far in GP4 as I see. And so looks like we have to use the old layout. Anyways, now Cantina completes the final chicane and coming out of the bend for the first time. Let's see what will be the benchmark for the other drivers coming up behind him. I can already see someone holding up somebody. I'm not sure who that is, but Cantina 123.0 currently tops the timing sheet, but that is going to change pretty soon. And I think there was a call held up over there. Curtis goes to second, and now here goes Joseph Sudo, jumps into third. Sinonime. I'm not sure if he was held up when he goes fourth fastest. Now, here comes Matt Moore. Here comes Oskin. He needs to do a good qualifying in order to, well, gain on against Bibona, which I think he just did. Rico goes third. Here comes Huang Mingyu, and let's see what time he's going wrong. He only 9 fastest. Here comes Adam Choba, only 13 fastest. Pretty much the slowest of them all.
Oh, did he make a mistake?
I'm not sure. Let's see in the replay. Maybe he was held up by the car in front, which is Minguian, if I can see it right. I'm not sure. No.
No, he was too far back.
Here comes Alexander. He goes 6th fastest. Here comes Henry Watson, 5th fastest. Luca Farina is the next one to cross the line. 7th fastest. Blackwood goes 5th fastest. And here comes Gabriel Contino, goes 4th. Here comes Tobias Crest, 2nd in the championship. And he goes only 18 fastest. Here comes Ruslan Brutzuk, only 19 fastest. Here comes Ben Swaldinga, goes 15 fastest. I get to Bivona, only 14. So far, the top 4 of the top 5 drivers in the standings doesn't really seem to have a good qualifying session by first look. So,
but just the first lap, so lots of time to improve.
Yeah, pretty much. They are, especially Brutzuk. He's 1.1 second off the pace of Moore. So he definitely needs to improve. Here's Dennis Trapp, who's currently 12 fastest in the standing. Things in the Aldi livery campus. I think they pretty much, well, quite funny to see the Aldi logo on his car, especially that we have this shop here back in Hungary. And looks like there's some trouble with the pit lane. But, well, the drivers it seems can slow this out easily. So, already another interesting qualifying session so far with Bivona. The championship lead either is the highest, well, almost pretty much the highest of them all, because Oscar is currently 13th, just ahead of Bivona. But the championship, the top 5 in the championship doesn't have really, well, pretty much a good qualifying session today. Well, that's more to further unpredictability for F2, like we saw in previous years in his GP2 era. So, another face to disappoint us, that's for sure.
And that's nice that for Pro, which has Bivona is the best driver on qualifying pace on paper, but so as we all know, variation is a huge factor, and also the performance difference is not that big. So even though you have the best stats, doesn't mean you're automatically the fastest.
I mean, we don't have too much of a difference between the F2 cars. I haven't heard about any news that Joe wants to introduce the same grip system that he's currently using in Formula E, for that matter. But it's pretty much interesting to see that how the grid is pretty much shaking up almost after each and every race. As Sinonime comes out on track, he really needs to improve. He's under the 1 second mark, but he's still 9/10 behind Moore. And I'm not sure if he was held up or not, because I saw a few holding ups on the first runs. I'm not sure who held up who because I already spotted someone holding up the other at the final chicane. I'm not sure who that was, but I don't think that was his best. And, well, talk about Alan now, and I'll check the standings here for a bit, if you don't mind. And, well, Callan doesn't really have pretty much of a good season so far. Well, looking at the fact that they were pretty much in the top 4 or 5 in previous years. Now, they had a really bad start to the season, only 9th place finish at the season opener. So, that's actually a little bit of a, well, a frame, or how should I say, that's a little bit of a worrying side for Callan after, well, how well they did in the last few seasons. I'm not sure if it is a car or in just have a pure bad luck. We'll see how this would turn out. Sidney already started his second flyer.
It's going down for the Renault corner, as Yuri likes to pronounce it. Is he moving his first sector time? Not quite.
But he's only 200. Well, he's only 200.
Yes.
It's off of his pace. So, or sorry, his personal best. So he could easily improve in the next 2 sectors, even much more than last time out. And I think I can already saw another held up brewing up in the back. Behind the Cinematic currently at track. That's pretty much the problem with 22 cars out on a track like this. You can easily held up, especially on the tracks like Monaco or in this case Monza, because they are pretty much a short track and fast one. So being held up by another one can really ruin your lap. Cinematic is up on his personal best in the second sector. Let's see what he can do coming out of the final corner. He puts this pedal to the floor, to the line, and he goes 7 fastest. Here comes Blake Moore, currently topping this timing. Let's see if he can improve on his lap. I don't think, and he's currently down on his personal best, and he doesn't improve either. Here comes Count Cantina. He's currently in second, and he needs to improve.
What was that pronunciation? Wow, nice. So China now exits the final corner.
I don't think that would be an improvement. Or is it? Only 32 milliseconds off Blake Moore, and here comes Jose Martinez.
A lot of time.
He's coming across the line, only 13 fastest, but it's an improvement by him. Here comes Aaron Curtis, and doesn't improve much. Here comes Joseph Ferry-Suter, only 5th fastest. Daniel crosses the line now, and he doesn't improve either. Here comes Dennis Gravev. I think he improved. Farina's some improvements. I'm trying to keep it on. Here comes Bivona, going 3rd fastest. Here comes Robert Hansen. And he's on an improvement. He goes on to provisional pole. Here comes Henry Watzel, 6th fastest. Henry Watzel just managed to pull another great lap of his life together. Here comes Alex Arnold going now to provisional pole. Here comes Gary Rico. It doesn't improve. Blake, only 5th fastest. Chaba, he goes up to 10. Minguya, he goes 4th fastest. And I'm definitely sure that there were a few held-ups here and there. Or either that or the track is improving pretty much. And here comes Orson Protzuk. He doesn't look like he's going to improve on his personal best so far, which he really needs to do because he's dead last. And he stays dead last. That, after 10 minutes, that pretty much seemed to be like one of the worst qualifying sessions for Protzuk in his career. Which is really much surprising.
It's only what we saw. Done, so
he is pretty much a talented driver on this grid when you talk about consistency. And he already got a few race victories under his belt, so that might be a little bit of a shocking bad day for Protzuk so far if he stays like he's lost. Which is gonna be interesting. I'm not sure Ben Swillinger was already out on track yet or not. If he was, then he didn't improve it either.
You're not. You weren't on track for the second run. I can tell you.
Oh, so Ben Swillinger stayed inside the garage to wait for a little bit of clean air. Not a dumb tactic, but there's always a little bit of a risk that you could get easily held up another lap, but at least he's got an extra lap for the last few minutes of the session, which can mean a lot more if we remember to the last year's GP2 Spanish Grand Prix qualifying that we had. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Brivona looks like managed to improve somewhat. He's currently up in 7th. Well, not his best, but it's still in the top 10, which is good on his side. And the most surprising thing is that Alex Arnold and Henry Watson managed to put in their best qualifying session so far. Qualifying laps in their life. Well, I say so far because that could easily change. Here's Minguyen, the McLaren test driver. Oh, it will be interesting to see how this would turn out. And Alex Arnold is pretty much currently in position to gather his first ever pole in F2 history. And of course the modern era. Sorry. Already messing up a few of my words. Here comes Blake Moore back on track. He's currently in 3rd, and I think he needs to improve a little bit to match it up to in front, because he's 1/10 off of Arnold's pole time so far. And as soon as he goes out on track again immediately, I'm a little bit surprised that Sinanemi is one of the drivers that doesn't make and waste too much time waiting in the pit lane to, well, waiting for the track to rub her up. He looks like he really wants to be one of the first drivers that goes out on track. Blake Moore is now the first. I'm trying to find my words here. Sorry. So Blake Moore is the first one who is going to start his qualifying lap. Sorry, I'm sounding a little bit rushed, but I really need to get used to the English commentating thing. Maybe I should try and commentate races in English more and more often, because I do have the potential about it, but I still need to sharpen my skills in it. As here goes Blake Moore across the line, and he starts his 3rd flying lap. And
yep. There's someone coming on the pit lane. Hopefully, he won't block.
I think he's going to be held up, because
not quite. I think it's
well, there are 2 cars that
okay.
on the track.
It's the VAR, I guess. Was already 2/10 off. Or is it even 3/10? I'm not sure. I couldn't see that much because my eyes, as I said many times, are not good.
What exactly are the problem with them? Because that is actually the first time I ever hear about it. Your eyes are having a problem. I know I put it into a weird way, but how?
Yeah, I'm wearing glasses for a reason, you know.
Sorry, I managed to talk to cut off your sentences. What do you say again? Can you say it again?
I said I'm wearing glasses for a reason.
Oh, you just always
saw my face before, but
well, I never saw it, but I can understand what.
that,
but now let's concentrate on the flying laps first before we can talk about this topic later. Here comes Blake Moore. I don't think he is going to improve either. Yeah,
doesn't improve.
He stays in 3rd. Here comes Sinanemi, and I think he's going to be held up again by someone, and he doesn't improve as well. Here comes Luca Farina. I think he's got a clean air. Yeah, he's up on his personal best, and it looks like he's in clear air, so that's definitely going to be an improvement. Here we go, pedal to the metal, across the line, and he goes 14 fastest ahead of Sinanemi. Here comes Dennis Graff. I'm trying to catch where he is. I don't think he's going to improve either as well. Yes, it is.
Oh.
And he's currently in 17th. Oh, just as I predicted. And the Russian Plotsu, surprisingly, who's dead last, currently in the order, came out onto the track and held up Dennis Graff, so that's not going to be an improvement either. Here comes Ben Swoldinga, pedal to the metal, he comes across the line, and he goes 16 fastest. 2/10 up in his personal best. Well, pretty much better than last time out. Here comes Aaron Curtis, pedal to the metal, across the line. He goes 3rd fastest, he goes ahead of Blake Moore. Here comes Blackwood, And he doesn't improve as well. Here comes Robin Hansen. He's not an improvement and stays where he is.
It's
Here comes
Rose
Henry
Hansen,
Roscoe,
not
doesn't
Robert.
manage to
It's
improve.
Rose.
Here comes Frederick Pseudo, stays where he is. Here comes Count Cantina, and he stays 6th. Martins and goes up to 16th. And B1 doesn't improve as well. Here comes Gabriel Cantino. He goes up to 8th. Only 2/10 of a provisional pole time. Here comes Tobias Kress. Well, one of the main championship protagonists this season so far, and he's only 19 fastest. Daniel goes 16th, and Adam Chobel goes on to 11th. Here comes Alexandro. Can he in his provisional pole time? No, he can't. He's far off the pace. Here comes Minguyam. He pedaled to the metal across the line. He's currently in 5th and stays where he is. I'm not sure he's got held up. Here comes Rico. He goes up to 7th fastest ahead of Blake. Sorry, not Blake Moore. I'm currently trying to check who that is. Here comes Russell Plotzer. He really needs to improve because being in last place doesn't.
He doesn't.
And he doesn't improve as well.
But only just.
Well.
Yeah, there was a bit of a karma for beating the
I think Russell Plotzer,
the graph remover,
might going to have the worst qualifying session of his life. He's 5/10 off from Oskar's time, and 1.3 seconds off of the pole time I'm set by Alex Arnold. That is... Well, that is pretty much... that is a bit of a shock, considering that how well he did in qualifying despite his bad days. I don't think I remember any race where he qualified in dead last position. So there's still a lot of time left in the qualifying session. In 11 minutes, there are plenty of time to improve, but that is going to spell disaster for Plotzer if this stays that way. And so far, he didn't manage to improve on his time. I'm not sure he's got held up or not, but so far, that doesn't look good. Because immediately, he just got into the pits, and he's immediately going out on track, but I'm not sure, Joe. He crossed the pit lane. It's the pit line. Oh, sorry, pit exit line. Way before turn 1. I'm not sure that is going to be penalized or not after qualifying. Joe, can you confirm or deny crossing the white line on pit exit is going to, well, pretty much earn a penalty for Sinaneme later on? I'm pretty much curious about it. If so,
I think...
Well, if so...
I don't know what he's doing, but it's not his fault.
I
think the game did some weird things.
I mean, yeah, no. I know about that, right? But that's pretty much the first time I ever see one of the drivers crossing the pit exit lane. Way before turn 1.
There was all... You're right there.
Well, Sinaneme is currently in 5th. Not good, but not bad. Just to quote, well, I can almost say classic series on HBO because he, well, had better qualifying sessions to say the least, and like many of the drivers on the grid, he's got potential as well. Just you just need to make sure that things go the right way. So here comes Sinaneme, as I already said, rounding the final bend, and also start finish straight pedal to the metal, and he starts his next flying lap. I think it's his second to last because he's already on lap 10, and he's going to hit traffic. I think he's going to hit traffic again, which going to, well, in fact, his qualifying lap once again. Let's see how well actually going to be impeded. He's still in the improvement, though.
It's far from ruined.
74 milliseconds up in his personal best, and currently, I think, or hundredths of a second off Arnold's best sector so far in the session. So he can make a lot of let's see. I'm trying to say this again. He can make a lot out of it. Here comes going to the second sector, and he's still on an improvement, but he lost time in the middle sector. And I don't think that's going to be enough. He's way behind the car in front, which I'm not sure if that is Ben's holding this car or one of the Primas. No, that's the shadows of Alex Arnold.
It's the pole posted to Arnold.
Well, now here comes Tsunami rounding the final bend, pedal to the metal. He's going to get some slipstream from Arnold's Charus. Comes across the line, and he doesn't improve as well. Here comes Ben's holding in the
lost time.
Well, he's currently having a bad qualifying session after pretty much good race set. Which a good weekend in Portugal after scoring his first points of the team back in Germany.
Close for Farina, maybe he was impeded.
He wasn't an improvement in the middle sector, but I'm not sure how much he was impeding. Let's see, he comes across the line and doesn't improve. He was impeded. Here comes Oscar. He needs to improve, but he doesn't improve by much. He stays in 19th fastest. Here comes Rustin Brutzik. He desperately needs to qualify better than last place, which he is still is. Here comes Blake Moore. I don't think he's going to improve as well.
Curtis also no.
Curtis. Here comes Brody Sudo. He doesn't improve as well. Here comes Gabriel Rico starting the lap. Here comes Dennis Graff. He doesn't improve with either. And here comes Tobias Kress, who's currently second to last position, just ahead of Brodsuk. He is having a shocker today as well. Here comes Martins. He's currently in 7th place, and he's currently up in this personal best. Let's see what he can do. Go 16 fastest ahead of Daniel Dorabush. And that's going to be an interesting qualifying session, that's for sure. Here comes Rowan Henson. He's not on an improvement of his previous
Henson lap, for the 3rd time.
And he doesn't improve as well. Here comes Alex Arnold, and he's not on an improvement either. He comes across the line, and he doesn't improve as well. Here comes Jack Blackwood. Stays where he is. Here comes Ben Swoldinger. He's on an improvement. And he goes on to provisional pole! Where the hell did that come from? Where the hell did that come from?
Wow. Big clap for Waldinger.
He's at the bottom of the field. He just pulled out the magic trick and said maybe one of his best qualifying laps of the season as Cal Cantina goes 3rd fastest. Where the hell did that come from? As looks like Gabriel Contino was impeded by Luca Farina, and he still got 3rd place. And so I'm not sure if how much time he lost. Here comes Rustin Protsug, and he doesn't improve again. Chava doesn't improve either, and here goes Daniel Dabos. He goes 11. Where did that pace come from, Daniel? That was a pretty impressive qualifying by him as well in the Wamasu Motorsport Racing. Here comes Rico, and he doesn't improve. Holy hell! Ben Swoldinger just pulled out the magic from the bag.
16.
Can I say that he's back? Because his performances after leaving Prema, after the first 3 races, is really pretty much rising upwards, and now he's currently in chance of taking his I think 3rd pole position of his F2 per GP2 career, which is a big word to say the least. And here comes Tobias Kress, but he's coming into the pits as well. That is not really a good day for Tobias, who is currently in 16th. Well, at least Well, at least he's still got a better position than Ruslan Prutzik is in the moment. He's improving, but he's going to come into the pits because he's almost out of fuel. So that's going to be an interesting qualifying session, to say the least. With 5 minutes to go, I think everyone has got one more shot in their pockets. Benz has got even 2, but I don't think he's going to be able to use that last shot to improve on his lap time. But currently, out of nowhere, he's currently topping the timesheets. So
yeah, that was a big surprise, to be honest, I have to say, for the whole team.
Well,
yeah.
Well, performance-wise, Univertosi isn't really a bad team if we look at their performances in the standings. Means they're currently in 6th, which is, well, a pretty much decent position, despite the fact that they've fallen down from the top 3 last time out. So it will be, pretty much a perfect day for Ben Swoldinger after, that nightmare season with Prima last time out in 2020. So it will be interesting to see what will happen. Here comes Oscar. He's only 20 as well. The man that is second in the championship is currently in 20th, which is the 10th row of the grid. Brodsuk and Tobias Kurz doesn't really have a good day, to say the least, so far. But I think he's got one more shot, or sorry, 2 shots left.
Definitely his last step, if you look at the time.
Well, yeah, maybe that's going to be maybe that's going to be his only one shot. So it'll be interesting to see. Doesn't need to mess this one up, but he needs to improve. Well, fairly. He's 110 and top on 110 off of his personal best so far. I guess they're making an improvement from 20th to, well, by looking by the things around second place, but we will see it as by the end of the lap. And he's got clean air this time around, so if he messes this up, he's going to be in trouble, that's for sure. Let's see what his time is in the second sector. He's 3/10 up, and there's Jake Blackwood, who just held up Blake more. He's already 2/10 down on this personal best, and now they are going to held up each other. As here comes Biboma out of the pit lane, who's now in 12th fastest thanks to the improvements that the others made. So that is going to be a little bit of a problem over there. As here comes, and we ride on board with Oscar again, rounding the final two in the final chicane, then rounding the last bend. On to the start-finish straight, battle to the middle, and let's see where he can
because there's always in the pits.
And he goes 10. It's 12 fastest than Biboma. Well, that is already a much better lap than what he did previously. And here's Blake. Well, I don't think he's going to improve. He got impeded, and he was already losing time in the first sector, so I'm not sure what happened there on Moore's end. But he's currently staying in 6th fast, and he doesn't going to go any more laps. And there's Ben Soldinga is trying to go into a safe lap. Here's Minguian, who doesn't going to improve as well. He stays where he is, which is 7th. Here is Aaron Curtis. And he doesn't improve either. He stays 5th. Here's Sinonime. He really wants to improve as well. He's currently in 19th, so needs to do it as soon as possible. And he comes around the last corner, and doesn't look like an improvement as well. Comes across the line, and he stays 19th. That's pretty much of a shocker performance by him. Suda stays 16th. Here comes Luca Farina, stays where he is in 18th. There's Dennis Graff. He stays in second to last. And here comes Henry Watson, and doesn't improve as well. He stays where he is, which is 15th. Here's Ruslan Plotsuk. And he's not an improvement again! That's an absolute shocker by Ruslan Plotsuk, the Russian driver, who's currently in 5th in the standings.
Looks like he was starting last, if he doesn't pull out a big final sector to
show miracle right here. He's
starting in last.
That is pretty much of a shocker of a result. And he didn't get held up by any other driver either. That is just pure performance. I'm not sure what happened at the campus's end, but things are not looking too good for the man in 5th. That's for sure. Oh, sorry, Anthony Motorsport, not Sheriff. Here's Henson. Here's Gabriel Contino. He stays where he is. Here comes Blackwood. And B1, they stay where they are. Daniel Darbo doesn't improve either. He stays 11th. That is a pretty good qualifying by him. And here comes Ben Soldinga. He doesn't improve as well. He doesn't need to so far. Because I can see Alexander or Kevin or Cantina on improvements. And I was right about Cantina, but I'm curious about Arnold if he is on an improvement or not. But we will see when we come out on the start finish straight. Here comes Kel Cantina rounding the final bend. And there's someone coming into the pits. And he goes... He stays where he is in 3rd place. Where's Alexander? Here comes Chobot. He doesn't improve either. Here comes Tobias Kress. and he
Chris.
stays he's in 17th. Here comes
Oof,
Alexander, and
Arnold.
Alexander with an improvement. He stays in second,
Oof,
which
and
means Ben Swaldinga, for the third time in his career, takes pole position in his first pole of the F2 era and of the season. Where the hell did that performance come from out of nowhere? In the only Virtuosi Sega livery themed car? That's pretty much of a surprise for me. I was expecting him doing pretty much well in the midfield and in the top runners, maybe around 4th or 3rd, but not pretty much exactly expecting a pole position after the last few races, or rather, the last season as a whole. Oh, sorry about it. I think Ben Swaldinga got pole position in Portugal last year, which was his 3rd, so this is his 4th pole position. Sorry about the mistake. I just managed to correct it soon. Jeez, that was a huge surprise around Spain, that's for sure.
Indeed.
That's
a big surprise.
Well, the big surprise is that Rosen Protsuk, who's currently 5th in the championship and still in contention, I think I can say that calmly at the start of the season, now down 22nd. A pretty disappointing qualifying session by him, that's for sure. So, that's it. So, there we have it. A surprising grid for tomorrow. Let's run through it again. So, Ben Swaldinga starts in pole position ahead of Alexander. They had a pretty brilliant qualifying, as Punk and Chelkantinen starts further ahead of Rose Henson in 4th. Currently, the defending champion Aaron Curtis starts 5th ahead of Blake Moore in 7th. Paul Minguian currently starts 7th. One of the Prima cars are currently in the top 10. Gabriel Rico starts 8th ahead of Jeffrey Beckrut and Gabriel Quintino. On to you now, Graf.
So in P11 we have Davos Daniel, in P12 Samuel Oscar, Argentinian Nubivonas in P13, head of Adam Jobot, Henry Watson in P15, head of Joseph Frederick Soto, Tobias Kress only P17, not good for him. Also Luca Farina only P18, Hento Sinonom is in P19 with Jonatas Martins in P20, Dennis Graf, bad qualifying, I have to say it's in P21, and even worse for Russa Pozzo, he will start tomorrow in last. And that is quality done for today.
I mean, that is pretty much Dennis Graf's log right there in one screen. Because he didn't have too much of a good result. A few podiums here and then in a victory, but he was really inconsistent, that's for sure.
Yeah, so, as I said a few seconds ago, that's it for quali, of course. Tomorrow we have the top class here at Spain with one of these drivers. Will drive as a test driver. I won't say who, but I guess you can imagine who it will be. So look out for that. Also, of course, at 7 p.m. we have the F2 race with Rob being back. We don't know who will commentate alongside him, but we'll see when it happens. Also, the standalone race will be confirmed. So that's been it for today. I've been the graph remover. He was Ben Swaldinga, and we see you tomorrow for all the action. See you.
See you on the track.